Hey there fellas, I'm Zareen from the channel Zareen Tasnim, and today I am bringing a very different topic to learn. Yes, study guide is also helping me today, so I am bringing the topic related to questions. So what is the topic? The topic is how to ask great questions in English. It doesn't actually mean that I'm going to explain the ways of how to ask great questions, but I'm going to tell you what kind of questions are great to ask in English. I mean, if you ask such kind of questions, then it will be great in your conversation if you use them, not the other questions. So, I want to give you the summary of what you will learn at the end of this class. What you will learn is form and structure, simple, quick answers or detailed answers of the questions I'm gonna give you, and you can politely ask for permission after getting the questions I'm going to tell you or after getting the way how I say the questions, okay? Now, I do not want to make any late, and let's move on to number 1. So, number 1 says closed questions or yes-no questions. So what are closed questions or yes-no questions? The questions whose answers end in a simple yes or a simple no. So suppose, let me give you an example. She is eating pizza. When I turn it into a question, it becomes, is she eating pizza? And the answer should be a simple yes or a simple no. No, she's not eating pizza. Yes, she is eating pizza. Now let's give some more examples. Is he going to be an astronaut? Yes, maybe he is going to be an astronaut. Is he going to the park with you? No, he's busy doing his office works. And then you can give reasons after yes or no, whether it is related to something really special or not. You can give reasons after yes or no. Like I gave in the answer that no, he is busy with his office works. The answer is no because he is busy with his office works. So you can give few reasons after yes and no, but yeah, you can also end the question with a simple yes or a simple no. So that was number 1. Now let's move on to number 2. Number 2 says open questions. So what are open questions? The questions which allow to ask for details. The question which you will ask and the other person who is the answerer has to describe it, has to evaluate it in a full and complex way, has to give more and more definitions and more explanations related to the question's answer. Now let's give some examples like the W's, the 5 W's, if used in a sentence or if used in a question, then you have to explain the 5 W's. What, who, where, when, and then why. So these 5 W's, if they are used in a question, then you have to evaluate the answer. Also the 1 H, which is how, if it remains in a question, then you have to evaluate the answer. Now let's give you examples. Who is your best friend? Or who broke the glass? Here in this case, you may say that Zareen broke the glass, and you may explain a reason for that, but actually if it is not asked why, then you don't explain the reason. But if you want to, then you can explain why I broke the glass, okay? Now what? What do you mean by an aeroplane? Here, the person is asking for the meaning of the aeroplane. So, you have to describe the meaning of the aeroplane. Whatever you know about it, whatever knowledge you have about it, you have to explain and evaluate in a big way. Now, when was your train? Did you miss it? So this is asking for a particular time, that when was your train, did you miss it, or when do you have lunch, when do you have breakfast, when do you go to school. There are lots of questions you can make with when, and when refers to an answer which tells the time, okay? Now, why did you go there? Why didn't you go to school? Here you have a lot to describe. Why didn't you go to school? You may be sick, or you may have forgotten that today you have school. So you explain and evaluate in a very long and very big way. Now, how? How was your weekend? How was your vacation? So whenever how is asked, it means that can you please explain it elaborately, or can you please describe it? So how always means you have to explain in a big way, in an elaborate way. Okay, now we can make a sentence from each of them we did. Now let's move on to number 3, and this is polite requests. So in polite requests, you can ask direct questions or indirect questions. So if you ask direct questions in polite requests, sometimes it may be a little tacky and it may not seem or not be heard that much good. So I prefer you to say indirect questions when it comes to polite requests. Now, in polite requests, you could use 3 of the things I will tell you. Number 1 is, could I please, and then whatever you want to continue to. Now, would you mind, and then whatever you want to continue to. Now, do you know, and whatever you want to continue to. Now let me give examples. Could I please take your phone? I need to make an important phone call right now. The answer may be elaborate. No, you cannot. I never give my phone to anyone unknown. And then you can make the answer positive, like, yes, sure, if it's an important phone call, then please do take my phone. Now the next one, would you mind? Would you mind if I take this seat? I'm really tired. Then the answer can be positive or negative. Yes, sure, the seat is free. No, sorry, I'm also really tired. I need the seat for removing my tiredness. Now, do you know where the bus stand is? Do you know where the library is? So this answer can also be positive or negative. So thank you so much everyone for watching this video. It was related to questions, and now I have a question to you. Did you understand each and everything I taught you? If you did, then don't forget to write in the comment section how you like the class. Inshallah, I will see you in my next video. See you in the next class.